PHNX Suns VIP Lounge for the 14th time in
Don't ever
a
say
row.
that to me again.
As always, we are brought to you by our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm Lindsey Smith. That's Saul Bookman. That's Espo.
Ahoy, hoy.
I didn't enjoy that one.
No. It's getting painful.
You guys and your anxiety.
Oh, come on.
Tell me I wasn't as calm. I was in the calmest one in the room. I said,
You're always the calmest
I
one
literally
in the
said,
room.
I was like, guys, it was a tie game. I was like, it's all right. We're going to be fine. And I was like, all they got to do is just hit another bucket, and then they're going to get a stop because Cleveland's going to end up fucking up at some point, and that's exactly what happened, and that was the game.
And then they prolonged it for another 5 minutes of real time while they were keeping it just close enough to keep it
at
interesting.
some point, you're going to realize you have Chris Paul on your team, and you're not going to worry about such little things.
Thank you, Chris.
Well,
that
listen.
was not fun in all caps. It was not fun.
It was not. But that was your mood at the end of the game, sure. But during the game, it was still not very fun.
No.
It was just basketball.
Tonight's game was boring.
It was kind of boring.
It was a boring game.
Boring.
Even Devin Booker, as masterful as he was, it was not like an exciting 35-point game. He had the one step back that was a nice move, but otherwise it was just it was what it was. John in the chat says it was a full Buscemi. No, Thunder Road on the road. It was a Thunder Road victory. You're in a beauty, but hey, you're all right. We'll take 14 straight.
Right.
But
we will take 14
But the
straight for
sleepwalking
sure.
ends on Friday because you're going to New York, you're playing the Knicks, then you're playing the Nets back to back, and then it's the Warriors. Sorry, but kind of just fumbling your way through a victory and finding a way to win isn't going to get it done against these better teams in the NBA. It's time for a full performance coming up on Friday.
I don't really necessarily think that the Knicks are that much of a step up from the Cavs right now. They're not playing great at all. They've lost, I think, 5 in a row as well.
Yeah, but the idea of showing up big on Friday would be to get your starters out of the game early enough to be able to go into Saturday's game against the Nets with more rest behind you, right?
True.
Yes. I mean, the Nets game and the Warriors game on Tuesday are the two biggest tests this Suns team has faced all season. And they're going to come with the chance maybe to be the 16th and 17th straight victories, and 17's the record. So they got a mountain to climb to accomplish it, but it's going to be fun to see how they stack up against these teams.
Bam in the chat said Booker made the first shot. That is incorrect. When we're talking about first field goals of the game, it does not matter what team it is. Booker did make the first shot for the Suns, but the first shot of the game went to Darius Garland, I believe, and that basically put a cap on any Jay Crowder celebrations for this evening.
Who took the first shot for the Suns?
It was Jay Crowder.
It was Jay Crowder.
Mike B in the chat said, Lindsey, bless your beautiful heart. I'm sorry about your DA bet. I was cheering for you, girl. Man, that was like, I was bummed. I think that's probably why I didn't enjoy this game very much.
She was bummed. She was bummed so hard that in the last 30 seconds, there was a rebound to be had, and she was like, damn it, DA, why don't you get that rebound?
And then I was like, oh,
he wasn't even in the game.
He was on the bench.
He wasn't even in the game.
But I just
Which kind of perfectly sums up Suns Twitter sometimes, when there was like, even when he's not on the court, DA still takes the blame.
Lindsey was like, you son of a bitch, how did you not get that rebound? It was really vicious. I had PTSD to the other night when she was yelling at me.
Come on. No, I was just so bummed because, like,
yes, Bam in the chat says Darius Garland ran off the court after the CP3 rip through. I love those master classes. When you get a young guard on CP3 in a key moment, he's gonna do that rip through and he's gonna get the freaking call. And it's hilarious. I'd hate it if he weren't on the Suns and he was doing it to a Suns guard, but I love it when he's on the Suns and he's doing it to guys like Darius Garland.
Absolutely. I mean, how could you not love something like that when it's happening for you instead of against you?
For sure.
I don't know if I actually said the final score.
Yeah, 120,
when we
115.
introed it.
Yeah.
Did we? Okay, I just wanted to make sure in case you were listening on audio
Maybe it's
and you
because
weren't
you're
totally sure. Maybe.
Maybe it's because we need to go to the bar.
Yes, we do need to
I was
go
trying
to
to
the
set
bar.
you up for that.
Thank
I tried
you.
my best. I tried
you
my
know, it didn't work out
best.
very
Sometimes you throw the oop and sometimes you JaVale McGee it.
well. But we're going to the bar. Espo, what's our drink of the night?
It's the stout stuffing. JaVale McGee had a poster dunk. Unfortunately, it came at the expense of his own teammate campaign in this game, but it was one hell of a dunk. So we thought we'd tip our hat and give a little nod to Thanksgiving as well with our drink of the night.
I mean, you could also say it a little bit differently and throw some shade at people as far as Devin Booker goes, if you wanted to.
I mean, we could have gone that route, but Devin's gonna get all the love tonight. We thought we'd share it a little bit.
Exactly, yes, because
We're
that was
giving
a
thanks.
beautiful stuff by JaVale McGee. It was. Campaign saw it up close and personal too.
Well, he didn't see it because it was behind him.
I mean, that's true.
And then
He
he
felt
fell
it.
down.
He felt it. He felt it. That's for sure.
I mean, JaVale did have a nice game though. 13 points, 12 rebounds on 6 of 9 shooting, 2 assists. There's your 12 rebounds.
I was gonna say, I guess I should have put the bet on JaVale tonight. Lesson learned. No, I think it was still a good bet. It was just an off night. It's one of those things, but it happens. Shall we take a peek? Since you teased it, Espo, shall we talk about our draft king of the game?
We should. That crown placement is next level. You know, when there's crown placement like that, it's Leah behind the Mac and not Shane behind the Mac. As Devin Booker is our draft king of the game, 35 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He hit that 30-point mark in the third quarter. He had 15 in the first quarter. He just was vintage Devin Booker, and he did it efficiently. Finally, 14 of 21 tonight from the field, and 2 of 3 from deep. So,
and his first 8 were perfect.
Yeah.
He didn't miss a shot until his 9th attempt.
Yeah, he had it cooking for sure. He was like many people tonight. He was cooking before Thanksgiving to make sure he was good to go. Just Saul,
you can't help
stop
yourself.
shaking that head.
You can't help yourself.
Stop shaking that head.
You love a good analogy or a good little quip or something.
I made
like
a
that.
career
Oh
off
my
of
God.
being dumb like that, and it ain't gonna stop here at PHNX.
You don't even know our.
I don't.
PHNX. Hicks.
I'm getting ready for tomorrow where
Hicks.
everything's incoherent arguments.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Bam, godlike crown placement by Leah.
Atta
That is
girl,
true.
Leah, proud of you. And of course, our guy Gerald, even though he is on vacation, was tweeting all night. And
Hi from Phoenix.
Gerald, if you're in Phoenix, get your ass to the studio,
What
you lazy
happened?
ass.
I saw you had a Instagram post where you were driving to.
he retracted
Mexico.
the message. So maybe he meant to say hi from
What a
Albuquerque.
loser.
What
a loser.
Gerald,
Oh
hi
my
from
gosh.
Albuquerque. He doesn't. He's already dipped
He's
into
playing us.
that drink
Yep.
that he had
Oh,
on
Jack,
his list.
what is it? Jack something and Coke. But as I was saying, Gerald tweeted out just a good time to remind everybody that Devin Booker is first in Suns history with, I'm guessing now 117 30-point
No,
games.
that was his 116.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Okay, 116 30-point games. Walter Davis is in second place and had 90.
Yeah.
Distant second place.
Yes.
Devin Booker, I know he's not there officially numbers-wise, but he is the most prolific scorer in Suns history. The guy just does it, and in most cases, does it efficiently. I love watching Devin Booker. He will be the Suns' all-time leading scorer before it's said and done, and maybe the greatest Sun ever.
Phoenix Suns 22 said, why did DA only get 27 minutes? Mostly that's because of foul trouble. But also, I do have a concern because in the fourth quarter, things were kind of going back and forth. Yes, DA had four fouls, but they didn't even put him back in until the 5-minute mark.
Yeah,
like
and then he got his fifth.
That's far too late in the game. Like you have to gamble. You have to gamble at some point.
Well,
you can't just keep him out.
Why? When JaVale McGee is playing as well as he is and rebounding better than
because JaVale
than
McGee on the offensive side of the glass doesn't give you anything. And he's not a consistent scorer from down low. DA was cooking inside. He had a good offensive game.
JaVale had only 3 points less than DA tonight.
Yeah, but they're all just the layups. What I'm saying is you can't plan around giving the ball down to DA just to suck in the defense and throw it out. When JaVale gets the ball, it's usually putbacks or little floaters. Like they're not designed plays for JaVale McGee, which you could do with DA.
But they don't anyways in the fourth, though. So
that's a different
you're
discussion.
arguing a hypothetical to have him in
DA
for a
should play more
hypothetical
than
they're
20,
not doing.
DA should play more than 27 minutes, and if you think he shouldn't, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he should play more than 27 minutes.
You know, I agree with you on the regular in that case. Tonight, I didn't have a problem with it with as well as
Because
JaVale
JaVale
McGee
was
was
this is
playing
one of those things where like JaVale McGee had a good game, yes, but so was DA. And if you're going to defer to one of the two, it should be DA.
I mean, DeAndre did finish with 16 points and 9 rebounds, which JaVale had 13 points and 12 rebounds. Obviously, not everything that you're contributing to the game is showing up in the box score, but
DA had an
it
amazing.
would have been nice to have him back in there a little bit earlier. Maybe that's just me being selfish.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But DA did have a few great defensive possessions tonight, and including, I believe that was in the fourth quarter where he altered a shot and then forced Allen to then get out of the lane as well, dribble off his foot. So to that, I get it as well. There's a defensive aspect that you're not necessarily getting.
My point was that DA sat for so long from the third to the fourth, like you still even if JaVale's having the game of his life, you wouldn't want to run him for 10 straight minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I think like Monty, what are you doing? Like, you got to get DA back in the game at some point. You know, especially when the Cavs were making a run and they were tying the game up. Like, you know, they were getting things fairly easy at the basket sometimes, and then what's his face was hitting all those damn threes that.
Osmond,
yeah,
Donnie
yeah.
Osmond, yes.
Bam mentioned in the chat, DA was letting Allen get too many offensive rebounds. That was an issue for them in the first half of this game, as well as turnovers. So at the half, the Suns had 10 turnovers and the Cavs had 8 offensive rebounds, which equaled 25 points for them in those first 2 quarters. Thankfully, it did not continue that bad in the second half, but that was a big reason why they had 66 points in the first half.
Yeah. Right.
No.
Defensively, they were sloppy. Their rotations were awful. They were not helping out. They were giving them wide open shots. It's like the Suns got into a nice little groove to start the game, and I think they went up by as many as 9. And it was like, okay, we'll just coast. Well, you know, Cleveland's still playing hard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And every NBA team is going to play hard against the Suns because they have a target on their back. They're the Western Conference champions. Like, I just think that the Suns forget that from time to time. They think teams are just going to fold, and they just are not.
Well, not only are they the Western Conference champions, they also are on a win streak that a lot of people are going to want to snap. Yeah. And the Cavs probably really wanted to snap it because they started it.
Yeah.
So they probably had twice as many reasons to win this game.
The Cavs aren't as bad of a team as they've been in the recent past either. They're 500 coming into this. So, you know, a decent opponent. They played hard. All the factors that, they want to take down the Suns. But, there were lapses. This team, I think, is relying a little too much on we can flip that switch at any point and win a game. And they have been able to, but at some point that will bite you in the ass if you're not careful with it. Tonight felt like it could have. It didn't. But, you're not going to be able to play the Nets and the Warriors like that and walk away with a victory. You're just not going to. So they're going to have to get their act together in time for Saturday for sure.
Mike B in the chat said, we need some D-Book love, y'all. We did name D-Book our draft king of the game, but I think he just wants a little bit more love for D-Book.
I mean, he's just smooth.
He's just
smooth. You know, like you remember those Barkley teams or even the Nash teams where you just felt like, unless they were playing the Spurs, you felt like they had control because of Steve Nash. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's the same way with Book and CP3 right now. You just feel like even if they miss the shot, you feel comfortable that they're taking the shots that they're taking. You know, they came out of a timeout when it was a tie game. The first play, they hit a Booker coming off of a screen on the left side right by the elbow. And he just, you know, he calmly knocks it down, up by 2, no big deal. Like, and it calms everybody down because you know that those guys are not rattled whatsoever.
I think, and it's a disservice to Devin, but this has become the norm with Devin Booker. It's like
it's like taking the double-double from DeAndre Ayton for granted. Like a 30-point game is like, all right, Devin had a game.
Yeah, it's not like it's not eye-popping because we've seen it so many times, and it plays out very much the same way. It's methodical.
Yeah.
He hits a few threes. He gets in the lane and hits those middies. You know, there'll be a nice drive to the basket that he makes a nice move, and you go, oh, it's Devin Booker. And that's what happens when you got a star like this, is it becomes the norm. When he drops 45 or 50, that's when you're like, oh, wow, big game by Book. And like, it's not fair to these guys, but it's just what happens when you become so accustomed to a guy being a star and playing so damn well.
Booker doesn't get as much love because his 25 to 30 points isn't filled with just like, highlights, things that embarrass other guys and stuff like that. It's just methodical. Like, he's just one of the best shooters in the NBA, and he makes it look so damn easy that it's easy to forget that this is not an easy game. You know what I mean? So
and the NBA has made the mid-range the least sexy shot now, and that's what he's so good at. So I think that also makes it where it kind of gets lost, because it's not people are looking for the three or the big player on the basket, and Book's just gonna make that move, get the defender to slide a little bit back, and he's gonna pull up and hit that midi. And I enjoy it because it is just a pretty thing, but it's not what gets a lot of fans excited now.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, let me tell you guys about the DraftKings Sportsbook app Thanksgiving special.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, then just plug your ears.
I'm just so
plug
upset
your
right
ears.
now.
I know we did not have a good night in here on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm not even gonna lie.
I can't really blame this one on Jay because the first bucket happened on the very first possession in Cleveland. I blame it on DA. He should have got the tip.
I mean,
or the defense, get the damn stop, get my man Jay a chance.
I'll blame it on DA because he didn't give me 12 rebounds tonight either. But here's the thing. This Thanksgiving, we can all be thankful for free bets. That's right. The DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has a Turkey Day no-brainer that you cannot miss. So new customers who download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code PHNX when they sign up can place just a $1 bet on any Thanksgiving NFL game and win $100 in free bets instantly if either team scores a point. So that's a no-brainer bet. That's a way for you to get some free bets from the DraftKings Sportsbook app to hopefully net some more cash in there as well. And hopefully you'll have a better day than we will or than we did tonight. But the DraftKings Sportsbook app is still fun because even though we all lost tonight, Espo, you hit big this week 2 times in a row. Saul, you've won a handful of bets this week as well. Shane has won a ton of bets.
Well, not a ton, but Shane makes a ton of bets. That's
true.
Accurate.
He's won a couple of them.
Yeah. Look, I can't dislike Jay. I can't give any hate to Jay.
No, Jay won you like what, $2,200? $2,500?
I'm a proud member of the Crowder Cash Club, and I'll continue to pick and choose my spots to ride with him on that opening shot. So nothing but love for Jay from me.
Absolutely.
Even if Saul wants to burn it all down, I'm fine with Jay.
Yeah, I had a 6-pick parlay going, and there was only 2 legs of that 6-pick parlay that didn't come through. So I got most of them right, but Jay not hitting the 3, and then Campaign missing it by 2 points. Had that happen, I'd be $1,000 richer right now.
Well, you can't all be Espo. It's all right.
And for Thanksgiving games, all customers get a risk-free bet up to $25 if your same game parlay doesn't win. So also be sure to, if you're already a DraftKings Sportsbook app user, be sure to keep an eye out for that so that you can take advantage of that because that's risk-free up to $25. And Espo, your strategy there is go big or go home. I mean, if it's risk-free, you may as well add on all the legs and see if you can hit big.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. If you get a free $25 parlay, go 8, 9, 10 deep. Get those huge odds because if you don't hit, you get to keep your money. If you do hit, you just basically got a free big win. Mm-hmm. That's the way to play those risk-free.
Absolutely. And
DraftKings is going to shut this stuff down when I start giving away the secret.
Be like, Espo, we need you to stop telling
Can you dial that back a little bit?
That is 21 and older only, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Shall we look at our tweet of the night?
Yes.
This one made me laugh out loud a little bit when I saw it. This one's from Mike Lisboa, and he said, "Hey, Sons, If I'd wanted this much tension the night before Thanksgiving, I'd have spent it with my family. And I thought it was hilarious because we joked about this earlier in the week. Thanksgiving is the holiday where you quote unquote fight with your family all the time over whatever thing you want to fight with your family about. And so I thought that was a really funny and timely tweet from him.
I have nothing but love for my family. I found that offensive, Mike, and I think you should retract that kind of comment because Thanksgiving's all about loving those around.
Espo knows his wife is watching right now. That's why he's saying that.
She and the daughter stopped by. It was nice.
They did. It was really nice to meet your family.
Yeah.
Your daughter is
It was awesome to be able to
adorable.
talk to your wife in person and tell her like it really is.
Yeah, God knows what you said when my daughter pulled me away. I'm probably going to get an earful. That Saul Bookman is such a good guy, and he told me so many awful things about you tonight.
She already knows all the awful things about you anyway.
I mean,
so.
She married me.
She did.
There were no secrets. Me for 11 years.
Yeah, there were no secrets. We all knew what was going on. All right, and then we have one more tweet that we have to bring up. And Lee, I hope you have this one ready. We talked about it in the pregame show, but because there are more people on this show, and this is the one that goes on the audio only, we have to talk about it again because we put up a poll on the PHNX_Suns Twitter account yesterday.
She's just milking this because she just wants us to all know that she.
Well, because you guys gave me so much grief about my picks. And obviously, I made good picks because my picks won the poll.
I really don't feel like that. I really don't feel like you made like these phenomenal picks. I really feel like mine's the best.
Look at me. I'm Lindsey Smith. Everybody loves me. I have 2 Emmys and a bunch of Sonnies.
You're
and
such
I win
a
poll.
hater.
Oh, and I've got great hair. Look at me. I'm Lindsey. and I kill people on this show.
Oh.
Is that a good impression? I tried. I've been working on it.
You're such a hater, Espo.
That's all I know how to do. I was raised in hate. I was born in it.
This is actually the first time I've won one of these polls, so I was really excited.
Now you have manufactured your life into some version of Medellin.
I'm Bane. It's like Bane. I was born in that darkness. I thrive off of it. You've merely adopted it, Saul.
If you were born in the darkness, I want to know somebody at their lowest point and what they're going through. Because now I want to help the world. Because there's just no way that this is bottom right here.
Oh my God! See, even Charlie in the chat said I roll with Lindsey, guys. Sorry.
And Bam says Lindsey's flexing too much.
Yeah, and Zenna said this segment is called the Lindsey Appeal. So, it is what it is. I definitely had to gas myself up a little bit with that one because we had also some context. We had our PHNX Thanksgiving, like Friendsgiving last night, and it was still going on at the time, so there was a lot of trash talk and banter.
A little bit.
I didn't trash talk at all. I knew my ass was getting kicked.
It's because you showed up an hour late. That's why you didn't trash talk.
I had to mold young minds.
All the trash talk was already over with by the time you showed up.
I was there trying to preach the gospel of PHNX to very young, impressionable minds.
And how young are these impressionable minds?
They were in their 20s and I failed miserably.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey!
All right.
Chris, Lindsey's picks still suck at the kitty table.
Hey, the kitty table is where it's at, you guys. Like, don't knock the kitty table. It's way more fun.
Ironically enough, I definitely felt last night at Friendsgiving, it felt like we had 2 clicks.
100%. Everybody under 30
we had like the kids table,
here,
and then all the adults went outside. It was just the weirdest thing. It's like if you were 30 and over, you went outside. If you were 30 and under, you went.
That was funny.
Charlie, thank you. He says that guy with the glasses is so a hater and funny. I take both of those things as a compliment.
That is definitely a compliment. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about from tonight's game?
I think this trend of the Suns kind of playing, inconsistent, but still being able to find a way in the fourth quarter will eventually come back to haunt them if they're playing, when they play the good teams. But it's hard to say that because we haven't really seen them play any like tremendously good teams, like none of the front runners yet, right?
No.
So, we're gonna find out a lot on. I don't even know if I would really want to even say Saturday because it is the back end of a back-to-back. I will say next Tuesday against the Warriors, that will be the best litmus test of the season because they'll have rest. They'll have 2 days rest before they play that game. They'll catch a Warriors team who's one of the best defensive teams in the league, the best record overall right now. It should be really, really fun. But we got 2 games to go before we get there. And I think against the Knicks, you're probably going to see much more of the same, where they just kind of find their way and then boom, they end the game. Where against the Nets, it'll be a little bit of a different story.
How fantastic! And yes, I'm getting way ahead of myself because we have 2 games. But if that game against the Warriors is to tie the franchise record win streak, plus you're playing the team that currently is the best team in the West and you're second best behind them, a group that you're gonna have to unseed at some point to truly be the best in the West, because the Warriors still have some claim to that title when they're fully healthy. That's what basketball is about. We joked that tonight was kind of boring. That will be like peak excitement level, and we're gonna do a live watch. So if you're a member of Go PHNX, you'll actually be able to watch that game along with us and listen to whatever ridiculous commentary we come up with during the game. So,
yeah,
I love that. That'll be super fun. You ready, Leah? All right. So Gerald Bourguet had to get one in on me, even from Albuquerque. So he sent this in the chat and said, this is what he thinks about my picks for Thanksgiving. It says, green bean casserole enthusiast, carefully crafting the most effing unappetizing side dish for Thanksgiving.
That's not
you
what
won't
it
even
says.
say it when it says the word.
That's not what it says.
I did that on purpose because you guys made such a big deal about it in the pregame show.
And
now
it. That's why.
Now it's going to be a thing.
Do you know what picture that is?
Yes. Okay. That is from Breaking Bad. It's Walter White mixing up some things, doing a little bit of science.
It's actually
some meth.
It's actually Gerald's uncle in New Mexico. That's actually who it is.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Brian in the chat. I'm just here for the daily Lindsey
zinger.
I think that's supposed to be zinger. Yeah. I don't think it's a singer on Espo. I think it's a zinger. I don't think we want Lindsey singing on the show.
Nobody wants you to sing either. I think that's
Fly me to the moon. No, I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
It's like monthly. It's not daily. I don't think it's been that bad.
I don't care if you do it multiple times.
I don't think I'm that clever, Espo, to go that hard.
I agree with you. You're certainly not that clever, but you can try.
What'd I tell you? Yeah,
I know. That's what I said.
I told you. I was
Saul
like, it's only
a
minute. It's only a moment of time before Espo starts to turn his wrath on you. He's the awful one of the group.
I know, and I said that's why I gotta slow my roll because I can't take it. I can only dish it. I'm sensitive.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Well,
all right.
She hasn't covered me yet, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh man, sure, you guys are gonna go fight that one out. Like Chris Kane said, it's gonna be a kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. Oh my god! And that's why I can't be really mad at you, Lindsey. Is those kind of sayings. Exactly. We'll just direct it. This guy.
This is his way of saying JK.
I know.
Every time he says something in a text and he thinks it might be a little fucked up, he'll always end it with a JK.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop that because I don't care anymore with you.
Yeah, that's good because I told you to stop it a long time ago anyway.
All right, fam. I know it's been a little bit of a short one, but we got Thanksgiving to get ready for tomorrow.
James Lee in the chat goes, I've got kids in the room. I appreciate the effing.
You're welcome, James. See, I did it for the kids. I'm not Michael Jordan, in fact. I don't dislike kids.
I care about the kids. Yes.
I care about the kids.
It's my favorite meme of all time.
It's the best thing in the entire
Every
world.
time, like I was telling Leah this the other time, like every restaurant I go to, always a screaming kid next to me. It doesn't matter where I go. I could be out in the middle of the ocean on a boat by myself, and somehow, some way, there'll be a kid.
Effing is what he said.
I didn't even have to say it. Just a kid showing up out of nowhere screaming.
By the way, is Michael Jordan the Michael Jordan of memes too? You've got that one.
The crying one.
You've got the crying.
Yeah.
You've got I took that personally. Somehow he's mastered that too without trying.
I mean, he does have quite a few good ones. So.
There was also the Hitler mustache meme too of him from his. You never saw that one?
I don't think I've seen that one.
In one of his Hanes commercials, he had the little mustache, like legit, and it became a meme as well. So
well, and then there were a couple too that came out from The Last Dance, the documentary. So there are quite a few.
Yeah, the security guard
guy
exactly with him. Yeah.
All right, so let's round this one out. I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. You have to tell me one thing you're thankful for this year because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Ready, set, go.
Go ahead.
you know, it's cheesy, but I'm thankful that we all got this opportunity here at PHNX. It's been a weird, crazy year that we wound up here in August or in September, and thankful to get to work with Lindsey, you, and Gerald, and Leah, and Shane. Glad to work with all those guys, all of you. Oh,
Saul?
and Saul too. I'm
It's all
glad to
good.
work with you
It's all
too,
good.
Saul.
I'm thankful for you too, Lindsay, and you, Leah, and everybody else here at PHNX.
Well, you guys
She's not even gonna go.
So you guys made it lame.
I'm thankful for a steady paycheck, and
No, it was really funny. I was gonna say I'm thankful for DeAndre and for winning me some money tonight. But for real though, I am thankful for DeAndre, and I'm happy he's on this team. I'm thankful that we're on a 14-game win streak, and that it's fun to be a Suns fan, and that we all get to enjoy it. And I'm super thankful for candy DMs with marshmallows that I get to eat tomorrow. Because they're the GOAT.
I am also thankful for New York law firms out here doing hard work. That's all I'm going to say. So.
Okay. And with that, I'm Lindsay. You can follow me on Twitter at LindsaySmithAZ. That's Saul Bookman. You can follow him on Twitter at Saul_Bookman. And that's Espo. You can follow him on Twitter at Espo. And before you send us home, Espo, just a quick reminder, there is going to be a Black Friday sale in our locker at gophnx.com. If you are not a member, take all of the time you have off into yourself tomorrow to head over to that website, check it out, and become a member so that you can take advantage of all of those Black Friday deals.
Up to 50% off everything. And if you become an annual member, $60 to the Go PHNX or to the PHNX locker.
And plus, you get to read all of Gerald's sweet content. So, icing on the cake.
Which will be a little weird because he's going to be sauced up tomorrow. I'm sure we're going to get some bizarre
really
articles.
Interesting content. You never know. All right, Espo, take us home.
Ahoy, hoy, everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving.